Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to 304 Health. What we're going to do today is we're going to get back on track and we're going to review what we've learned prior in the past couple lessons with alcohol, drug use, and tobacco use. Okay? If you remember back to last week, we all put up our guesses of how many 8th graders we think nationally were using tobacco, alcohol, and marijuana. And our guesses were really good compared to the other 7th and 8th graders. And we remember, they're actually a lot lower than we think, right? Raise your hand if you were surprised by that. Okay, a lot of us were surprised by that, but it's good that we're able to kind of notice that, okay? What we're going to do today is we're actually going to play our favorite game that we haven't done in a while, since we haven't had our iPads. We're going to play Kahoot, okay? So I know we're all excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're playing Kahoot today so we can review. Okay, we can review our alcohol, tobacco, and drug terms. Okay, it'll be a good chance for us to show what we need to learn more, what we need to focus about more, and it'll show us what we need to work on next class. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go over the PowerPoint, just so we have a little bit of review before we get started. So bear with me one second. I'm going to bring up our PowerPoint so you can kind of review for one last second before we start our Kahoot game, okay? Isaiah, can you read this for us, please? Amara, could you read that for us, please?
Experimenting with or using alcohol and routine can hurt your body, affect the things you like to do, and increase the risks you take. Right,
okay, remember we talked about how using alcohol can increase the risks we take, can increase the negative behaviors that we have. Okay. Anyone in here want to raise their hand and share with us maybe some specific example of a poor risk that alcohol can lead us to do, that can lead us to something really bad, Paris?
Alcohol can lead to, like, you could die from it if you drink too much, or you could be, like, homeless from your family because your family could probably, like, disgrace you for what you do.
Right, absolutely. Let's get another one, Jada. Thank you. Paris, that was an awesome answer.
Thank you. Like, you could become depressed.
Absolutely, after a lot of alcohol use. Absolutely. Jada, awesome answer. Very good job. Oh, we got a couple more quick ones. Sure, Anasha.
Car accident.
Car accidents. Okay, remember we talked about drinking and driving. That's a great answer. Thank you, Anasha. And last one, Arlene?
Brain damage.
And brain damage. A lot of alcohol use over a long period of time can absolutely damage our brains. Great answer, Arlene. Okay, then we have tobacco. Experimenting with any kind of tobacco puts you at a high risk. Group 1 over here, row 1. Someone over here, please raise your hand and tell me, what did we do with advertisements? Remember we talked about different advertisements, tobacco advertisements then, back in the 1950s, compared to right now? Paris?
Back then they made it seem like it was good to do, and then now it's like they're trying to get people off of it.
Right, okay, so back in the 1950s when the science and the research showed that tobacco wasn't really that bad for us. So it was normal for people to smoke. No one thought it was that bad for you. Now we know, and now, raise your hand, you've all seen the commercials, right? You've all seen those commercials of the really, really gross people and really showing us how bad tobacco can be, okay? Paris, again, thank you, awesome answer. Everyone, great job for being on task so far, okay? We talked about marijuana, not as much yet. We're going to talk about marijuana more next week, okay? But remember, it's a dangerous drug. It can affect your body, your mind, and your future. We'll talk a lot more about this in the next week, okay? We're going to talk about addiction a little bit more next week as well. But first, what I really want to do, since we haven't done it in so long, is we're going to play Kahoot. So everyone has their iPads. We got a brand new Kahoot review game. And I'm going to bring this up. And once you see the game pen, you can put in your name so I know who you are. And here we go. We have our initial assessment. Okay, this will show us what we really need to learn and what we're doing really well with as a class. Okay, so alcohol, tobacco, and formal assessment. The 12th question one. Remember our rules. If you want to talk at a 1 volume during the question, I'm okay with that, but it needs to be at a 0 volume before we can move on to the next question. That's just so everyone, make sure we're reading the questions right and you have time to think. Okay, remember, how do we get points in Kahoot? There's two ways. Number one, I'll tell you, is you need to have the answer right. But how's the second way we get it, Brianna? Quicker, okay? The quicker you answer the question, the more points you can get. Thank you, Brianna. Awesome job. All right, let's get this thing rolling here. We're going to play the classic mode. All right, here we go. Put in the game pin, just put in your first name is fine, yes. If you have any issues with the iPad, let me know. Any questions with the iPads? Anyone having problems logging on? Can't see. Thank you. Stand up. Chair. This how we go. Okay, we got 15 players. Good. Couple more. Anyone else having problems logging in? Anyone else? We got 21 all in. All right, perfect. 23. Ready? Okay, gotta block that name out. You need to put your real name in. So if I knock you out, that's because you don't have your right name in. I don't know who Fishy is and I don't know who Silver is, so I can't. When I look at your scores, I'm not gonna know who it is. Ryan? I'm gonna guess that's Ryan Dowell, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we need two more. Those last two to come in. Raise your hand if you're not in, so we can make sure you get the right. Gotta make sure we're in here. So there should be one person that we're waiting. Oh. Alright, here we're in. We'll get started. Okay? Alright, first question. Eight seconds left. Alright, good. Let's see how we did. Okay, so just about all of us. That's a great job of reading. I think we all know that answer. It's just all about making sure you read the question right. Alcohol can change the way the brain works. Awesome job, 304. Next question. All right, we got Jamez in the lead, followed by Lamar, Jada, Tanija, and Paris. Here we go. Next question. Okay, again, 17 of us said drinking alcohol isn't connected to dangerous or other risky behaviors. 17 of us got that right. Okay, it's false. Okay, because we know, just like we spoke about at the beginning of class, all right, that drinking alcohol absolutely is connected to risky behaviors. Okay, awesome job. That's a good number for us. Okay, Jordan takes the lead. All right, Brianna, go catch him. Okay. Another true or false here. Oh, we answered quick. Okay, so the ace. Oh, that's so. maybe we didn't talk about this as much as we spoke about it in our other 7th grade class. Now, so alcohol is, I think I just heard Diamond say it. What is alcohol? Okay, so what alcohol does, is it depresses our central nervous system. Okay? It depresses your feelings and your mind and how fast you think. Okay, it makes things slower. Okay? It puts things away. Now, a stimulant, if you think about the opposite, is coffee. Okay? Like if you think about drinking coffee, that's what people use to kind of stimulate their mind and stimulate their body so they have a lot of energy. Okay? Alcohol is a depressant, it's the opposite. You got a question, Diane?
So caffeine is a stimulant?
Caffeine is a stimulant. Okay? And technically, caffeine is a drug. Okay? Caffeine can be very dangerous for you if you are too young. If you haven't fully grown yet, it could really stunt your growth. Okay? Also, caffeine, it's not good in high doses. Okay? You can feel really jittery. It's really not good for you in high doses. Okay? Caffeine in general is not a great thing to be around. Okay? So that, we'll talk more about stimulants and depressants further along in our drug unit. So don't worry about that if you mixed it up. Okay? We're going to get on to our next question. Anyone got any questions? We're doing a really nice job so far. All right. Tanaja takes the lead. All right, Jordan. Okay, so I'm gonna go over our percentages now of how much alcohol percentage is in different types of alcohol. So make sure you're paying attention because maybe this will help you get these next answers right. Listen to my words very carefully. In a 12-ounce beer, in beer, generally speaking, the alcohol percentage is about 4 to 6%. In wine, the alcohol percentage is about anywhere between 10 and 14%. Alcohol has a little bit more alcohol, or wine has a little bit more of an alcohol content than beer does. Okay? After wine is liquor, like vodka or something like that. That's higher. That's closer to 40%. Okay, so beer's lowest, and wine, and then liquor's at about 40%. Okay, I hope you were listening carefully because that might help you with these next questions. I wonder if we're going to have a new leader. Kiara takes the lead. Okay. Kiara, you got a good lead too. You got almost, that's more than 1,000 points. So you must have had every question wrong. Or every question right so far. All right, question 5 of 12. Oh, I think I might have just gave you a hint on this one. Oh, I said 11 to 13. Okay, so yeah, in food I said 11 to 13%. I just told you 10 to 14%. That's where the typical alcohol percentage of wine is. Okay, most of us got that. Awesome job. Good job listening. Those are our listening skills coming into play here. Kiara, still in lead, and whoever brushes is up 4 places. Okay, here we are. Question number 6. %. Okay, we got some good listeners. 15 of you are still doing, okay, still on track. Kiara's still in the lead. Oh, she's building that lead. Kiara, you win this, you're going to get your name on the Kahoot board. We haven't done the Kahoot board in quite a long time in here. Could be a tough one. I don't know how much we've... All right, so most of us are on point here, okay? Most of us got it right. Binge drinking. Very... Quiet down. I know we're excited to play. Okay. Binge drinking, very, very dangerous. That's when we consume a large amount of alcohol in a really short amount of time where our body can't handle that, okay? Really terrible effects. Parents, you have a question or a comment?
Like, you know how people like try and drink and like have like in shot glasses and say they have a lot, that's binge drinking.
Yes, absolutely, especially in a short amount of time. Okay, that's what we need, you know, that's what people need to stay away from at all costs because of how dangerous it is. It's lethal, okay? Like, Paris, was it you who said that alcohol can kill you? Binge drinking is what would kill you, okay? Binge drinking is extremely dangerous. Couple questions or comments? Yeah, Jada?
When I was watching like some movies, they like had an alcohol bottle and they like drugged them.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. I've seen that too. It's not a good picture, not a good scene. Thanks for the comment, Jada. Ryan?
Is binge drinking only alcohol?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Anyone else got a question or a comment? Okay. All right, we're gonna get on to our next question here. I think we still got Kiara in the lead, unless. Okay, so Lavion going for that silver medal. Here we go. Oh, we talked about this last class. Here we go. That's quick. That might be record time for Kahoot. How fast we answer that question? Because oh wait, how many? I missed. How many people got it right? But I think the majority of us got that right. Remember, nicotine. Nicotine is that real addictive substance in cigarettes. Hey. Gabrielle. Okay. Nicotine is the addictive substance in cigarettes. Okay, that's what we want to stay away from. Now, has anyone in here, raise your hand if you have, has anyone in here ever seen, maybe at the store or on a commercial, nicotine patches where people... Brianna, what do you think those are?
It's like, I don't know what it is, but I know it's like a little cigarette patch thing. It's like a sticker thing. And they put on their arm, and then I guess it looks like something.
Right. So the theory behind that is if you can pretty much get nicotine into your body with a patch, it helps those people with that nicotine craving that they are so addicted to, so they don't feel the urgent need to smoke. That's the idea behind those nicotine patches. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jada? Nicotine is addictive, and then all the other stuff in the cigarettes, that's the bad stuff. Okay, like tar, okay, everything to do with the smoke. That's what causes all the problems that cigarettes cause, but the nicotine is what addicts us to that. Okay. This might surprise you. How crazy is this? Just think about how much money $1 million is. Then think about how much money $500 million is. Then think about how much money $1 billion is. And then how about this? $190 million. $190 billion is how much our country has to give expenses for because of smoking-related illnesses like lung cancer. And all these people that we all need to take care of who get sick because of these poor decisions. Okay? Absolutely wild. And I will say this, statistics show young people are smoking way less than they ever have. Okay? People are smart now. People understand the risks. People understand how bad they are. People understand how expensive these things are to buy. Okay? We're getting smarter and smarter every year. We know how bad these things are. We know these things are flat out really dumb for us to do. Really dumb decisions. Yeah, Gabrielle.
If people know that it's bad, if they know that they sit and trying to make all these commercials and stuff, why do they keep selling?
Why do they keep selling? Because, why do we...
Money making.
Jada, if you raise your hand, that would have been perfect. Raise your hand, Jada. Why? Why do you think? All those people who own those cigarette companies, I don't think they care much about your health. They're selling a product that is killing people every single day. But they're making so much money. That's what they want to do. They want to make money, right? Okay, so most of us were correct here. The lungs, our respiratory system, how we breathe. Okay? You know of any players in the NBA or the NFL? Anyone in here? Raise your hand if you think there's any players in the NFL or the NBA who smoke cigarettes. No, I don't think so. Okay? Those professional athletes, people who need to use their lungs to breathe real hard, they're not smoking. These people, you know, the people who smoke all the time, you don't see them at the gym. You don't see them in great shape because they're not running around. They don't have the lung capacity for it. Question, parents?
Can't your lungs, like, if you smoke, like, can't they, like, turn black and, like, shrivel up?
Yeah. So have you seen that? Has anyone in here not seen those pictures before?
I've seen one of those pictures.
Yeah. So how about next class? I'll show you a side-by-side of healthy lungs and not healthy lungs, maybe from someone who smoked a lot. You'll see a big difference. It's really crazy to see. I'll have that ready for you in our next class. Yeah.
We did that last one.
Did you really? Oh, wow. All right, we're going to get to, I think, our last question.
No, it's 2 more.
Oh, we got 2 more. One true or false here. Quick. This group is quick. All right, so I think we all know that. We've talked a lot about that. Back in the day, some teachers were smoking, okay, sitting at their desk. Okay, it's a lot different today. Kiara, the pressure's on. 9,676 on your tail is Lavian. 9,652. Lavian's ready. His finger is on the button. Jeremy Young, try and hold on to 3rd place. You got a Marianne right behind you and Jada not far behind. Here we go. Here we go. Could be tough. Oh, let's see what we have here. On average, yes, okay? 18 of you correct. Think about that. Think about how long 1 year is. Raise your hand in here if you have, no, not yet. Raise your hand in here if you watched the ball drop last year on New Year's Eve, okay? Right now it's November, okay? We still have a full another month before that whole year. Think about how long this year has been. Think about how long this year has been, the highs in your life this past year, the lows in your life. Just think about all those people who smoke regularly and have all these problems can lose an average of 7 to 9 years on their life. That's a long time to lose on your life. Look at what we have here. Look at what we have here. Lavian, I don't think was in 1st place until the last question. And he's our top scorer. 10 questions correct, 2 incorrect. Yeah, let's give Lavian a round of applause. Okay. So what we did today, class, is we went over kind of everything we've learned so far, and we reviewed it, okay? And I was able to see, and at Kahoot, I'm able to see who got what questions right, who got what questions wrong. I'll go over this. I'll be able to talk to you about maybe what we need to learn a little bit more, what you're doing really well with, okay? Awesome job. Keep studying hard. Anyone? What do we think about Kahoot? Do you think it's something that we can keep doing in here? Do you think it's fun?
Yes.
What's your, someone raise your hand and tell me what your favorite part about Kahoot is. I want to get a couple answers here.
Competition.
Let's go, Brianna. What's your favorite part about Kahoot?
We get to use the iPad instead of the normal way.
Right, you get to use your iPads. And remember, we're getting our laptops really soon, so it'll be really easy for you to just, we'll be able to just hop right on and play. Jada?
Like, if you don't know the answer and even if you get it wrong, you do the right answer, so now you can.
You know what, I didn't actually think about that. Listen up, that was perfect, Jada. I love that answer because say you don't know something and you kind of, in a regular class setting, if you don't know something, you don't get to know what the right answer was so quickly. But with Kahoot, say Jada puts in the wrong answer, she immediately sees what the right one is. Okay? And she gets to see what her friends are putting down too. Last one, what's a good thing about Kahoot? Come on, Jameis, what's a good thing about Kahoot?
It's on the internet.
It's on, you like the internet, Jameis? Alright. Paris?
It's a good way to study because, like, you could, like Jay said, you can see what's wrong and what's right.
Mm-hmm. And you can, anyone in here can get their own Kahoot account. Just go to the website at home, make your own quizzes. Okay, how about that for an extra credit assignment? If you make a Kahoot quiz and show that to me, I can maybe make a little extra credit assignment to give out some extra bonus points. You have one? Cool. After class, before you go to lunch, if you want to show me, that'll be awesome. Okay? All right. Class, today was an awesome job. Really proud of everyone, how much we're learning. Okay, how much we're learning in here. We're doing a really nice job. When we get back to our next class, we're going to start learning about the stages of addiction and how people become addicted to drugs and alcohol. Okay? And what addiction really means for not just the person who's addicted, but also for the family member and friends. Okay? Friends, awesome job. You can close up your iPads, and that's all we got for today. We'll get ready to line up for lunch. Okay, good job, everyone.